and we begin by queering up South Florida and Florida. Greater Fort Lauderdale brings the best of world cultures. Over the past century, Greater Fort Lauderdale has transformed from farmlands into one of the most dynamic destinations in the country, where you'll find both gold sand shores and swamplands, world-class museums and nature parks, and a melting pot of cuisines and cultures. With more than 170 countries represented, diversity is one of Greater Fort Lauderdale's strengths, and part of why the area is so popular for multicultural travel. The city of Plantation, Caribbean culture, is celebrated and preserved at Island Space, a museum that acts as an archive and exhibition space to share the history and heritage of people from the Caribbean. Greater Fort Lauderdale's diverse spirit even extends to sports like cricket, a national sport in countries like England, Jamaica, Barbados, and Grenada. The 110-acre Central Broward Regional Park and Central Broward Stadium features 2 cricket fields and was the first in the country to receive certification by the International Cricket Council to host international matches. Enjoy the flavors, Caribbean style and Latin fusion cuisine, and some of the South's best soul food and barbecue. Visit exhibits like the African American Research Library and Cultural Center. Discover the heritage of the Seminole Indians. Explore some of the hidden gems of diversity in the county, places with their own unique rhythms and cultural ambiance. These are just some of the reasons you'll want to visit Lauderdale, everyone under the sun. I love that spot, and honestly, I love that entire campaign. We just had this last weekend, to put an exclamation point on this, we just had Pride Fete, which celebrated queer Caribbean culture in the heart of Wilton Manors, and it was a big success. It grew from last year. I haven't seen the final numbers, but just being there, you could tell. The energy was high, the dancers were great, the food booth was turning out some delicious and a little spicy food, and that's coming from me, who like douses everything in hot sauce. So it was just a great time, and it's just one example of how Visit Lauderdale looks to include everyone under the sun.
Yeah, I was watching this and I was remembering, as a kid, I'm a military brat, and my father used to say, some people vacation and some people travel. And we don't vacation, we travel. And when we go somewhere, we want to learn about the culture and we want to experience all the different things that a place has to offer. And so I was watching this thinking, that gives an area like Fort Lauderdale or an area like Southern, but we're talking about Fort Lauderdale, some depth, right? And it gives it an identity and it gives it its own type of culture, because when you come, the beaches are beautiful, that's for sure. But the people and the heart and the soul, that's really the experience that you want people to have a full experience, in my opinion, right? The idea of just laying on a beach for 7 days and never ever checking out a museum or never ever going to taste some different food is like kind of sad to me. So I'm glad they're highlighting that, right? And letting people be aware that there's a lot more here than just the beautiful people on the beach.
Although a beach day isn't bad.
A beach day is never bad.
Well, right now it's like 1,000 degrees out. You know, the beach day means you're basically being roasted like, by the sun. But I mean, I always tell people to, when they come to, back when I did rideshare driving, you know, I pick up people and they're visiting, and I'll point out everything that is, I mean, no offense to the beach, but west of the beach. There are a lot of things that are just west of the beach. And also bear in mind that we also have fabulous Casino in the former Guitar Hotel, the giant thing that looks like a Vegas attraction. And right next to it is actually some other highly densely packed population of Asian businesses around there. just right on Sterling, just behind the hotel. That's where you can find like my favorite Chinese place, my favorite hot pot place, my favorite Asian market. It's a little cluster.
Wow.
And there's actually several of them, small clusters. I mean, we don't have a formal Chinatown. That community just don't get together the way that's, in New York or Boston, but we have some really good Asian places to find, but you have to leave the beach to find it.
Right.
Just get out of Las Olas, get out of the beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way the campaign talks about the history and includes the Seminole Indians.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people forget about that. They're so busy like pushing the beach, and it's like, who was here first?
Right.
Who built it out? Evidenced by the guitar and the tribe, the sovereign nation that they are. So that's cool. And there's just so many things to do, from Wilton Manors to the beach.
Yeah.
And the agricultural history. Dania Beach was all tomato farms and strawberry farms.
Wow.
The oldest city in Broward.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here.
There really is. There really is.
Yeah.
And, the Hard Rock Casino that you were talking about, the Guitar Hotel, that is actually going to be a Vegas attraction as well.
Yeah.
Because they're building one on the site of the old Mirage Hotel on the Vegas Strip.
Actually, they're replacing the fake volcano in front of it. I don't think they're tearing that old building, just building right in front of it. They're building the guitar.
Wait, that volcano's not real? Girl, you're shattering my world. Get down here, see the hotel all lit up, and remember, when you see it in Vegas, just remember, Fort Lauderdale did it best, and they did it first.
We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.